What's going on, guys? I'm at the Toronto Pro Show, and I know I don't have my normal backdrop here, but I'm in a hotel room, and I want to give you guys a kind of firsthand take on the Toronto Pro Show and how it went, how prejudging went, and it was awesome. Great battle. Crowd was hype. The guys all brought it. They were all in pretty good condition. I think it's going to end up being Ian, Hassan, Ross, and Robin Strand in the top four. Now, in order, I'll give you kind of a breakdown of those top four and what I thought. Robin Strand, amazing condition, very polished, tan was good, oil was good, posing was good, didn't look too shaky, looked pretty confident on stage, was happy to be there, which is all great. But I feel like he falls a little bit short in the structure category. Legs still need a little bit more sweep. He's got a very big structure, so he's got to fill that frame out still. He's still a new pro. So it's very, very good for one of his first outings or his first year kind of really making his way. I know he was at the New York Pro, and he looks just as good as at the New York Pro. Very consistent with his conditioning and his presentation. Structure-wise, he still needs a little bit more, though, to compete with the big boys in the top of the category. So I don't know if I have Robin in third or fourth. I think he's in fourth. I feel like Ross obviously brought that trademark conditioning. It's become his trademark. It looks incredible. His posing makes you want to be a bodybuilder because he's so excited on stage and he looks so happy to be there and so hyped to be on stage. Again, oil was great, presentation was great, posing was great, tan looked really good. Shape of his physique, muscle insertions, everything looks awesome. Condition, lights out. But when you compare him next to Hassan and Ian, I feel like he's giving up a little bit too much size. I don't know what he weighed. If I had to guess, I mean, it's hard to guess weight, but if I had to guess, he's probably 245, 240, somewhere in there. I could be wrong, but regardless of the weight, there was definitely a step up in size when you put Hassan and Ian next to him. So I think he's either going to be third or fourth, depending on Robin is able to edge him out. Now, the top two is tricky because you have Hassan, who is very dense, ton of muscularity, and very complete, not really missing any body parts at all. The problem I think with Hassan is there is a little less V-taper than I think the IFBB is looking for right now, and I think that's going to hurt him when he stands next to guys with a little bit better shape. So because his waist is a little bit thicker and because his conditioning wasn't 100% perfect when you're standing next to Ian and Ross, whose condition was kind of like really on point, it made Hassan look like he would miss the mark just a little bit. So I believe Hassan is going to end up in second, primarily because of condition, but partly because of he needs to have a little bit more control of that waist. And if he can do a lot of ab work, core work in the off season, maybe he can bring that waist in just a little bit to give him a little bit more of a taper, because he's not a super wide guy in the shoulders. So I think for him to create the illusion of a little bit more taper, he needs to bring in that waist just a little bit. That way the quads will flare a little bit more, the shoulders will flare a little bit more, and the shape will be more pronounced. Then on top of that, from the front, condition was good. Quads could have used a little bit more separation. It was lacking a little bit. And then from the back, from the waist down, glutes, hams were a little bit softer. His condition and overall appearance is much better than last year. I feel like last year's condition was better, but he sacrificed a little bit of size, whereas this year he looks like he's put that size back on, but he still needs to be a little bit sharper. So he's got to find that balance, because right now I think Hassan's still trying to figure out his body. Is he going to get super, super shredded and be a little bit flat, or is he going to be super full and a little bit soft? I think he needs to marry those two and find that balance where he's really full but still sharp. And I think that's going to be the tricky thing for him and his body. They haven't really figured out that perfect combination just yet. I think Ian is going to walk away. Not walk away. It wasn't like an easy victory, but I think Ian is definitely the winner here. He looked a lot better than the Olympia to me. Much fuller, harder, and much more confident on stage. Was able to present his poses better. Was able to move through the poses much more freely and not have any hesitation. He also, the back looked much better, and I think that's like he said before, that was a symptom of him being more full. So having the body be as full as it needs to be, was able to allow him to display that back in a way that shows the density of his back. I mean, guys, in person, when you turn Ian sideways, it's like a turtle shell of how thick his back is. And when he's on stage in front of you, he's hitting that back double, it really just flares out and it comes down into this tiny waist. It is something to see in person. The lat spread, same thing. When he pulls back and then opens that up, it's like just a wall of muscle there. And I think it comes down into shredded glutes, very, very separated hamstrings. And I think it shows like a level up. I think Ian is in that, Olympia top 10 caliber. He has that look, he has that presentation, he has that combination of fullness, muscularity, and hardness. And I don't think any of the other guys kind of married all three of those things into one physique. And I think that's what they're looking for. And, people tend to pick out little certain things about bodybuilders, like, oh, this guy's more shredded, or this guy's more muscular, or this guy's got better shape. But really what the judges are looking for is that total package and who has married the three of those things together the best. And I think in this show, Ian has definitely married all three of those things the best on stage. And I think he will be rewarded for it tonight, and he will end up getting his qualification for the Olympia. So guys, that's my take on prejudging. Just a quick video to run through the top four. Some other notables: Joe Seaman, a ton of muscularity, still battling a little bit with that waist. If he can get that waist to come down a little bit, he will be a definite threat, but he's very balanced everywhere else, and a ton of muscle. Condition is very good as well. There was an Asian gentleman I think it was, I don't remember his name. Very beautiful physique. Showed great condition, had no oil on, no tan on, and I think that hurt him. He definitely probably could have been in the top 5 if he had prepared properly. So that was a shame to see, because it was a very, very beautiful physique. Other than that, Jason Lowe looked very good. He's very complete. Also another guy that has all the body parts, has great shape, condition was very good, but just needs a little bit more size to catch up to some of the other guys. And he's been putting on size steadily throughout, the last couple of years. So who knows if he can manage to break in to that, break in with the bigger boys as time passes on in the coming years. But he's definitely got a beautiful physique with beautiful shape, just needs to pack on a little bit more mass. But overall, great show. I thought all the guys brought good conditioning. All the guys battled really hard on stage. It was great to see, and the audience was awesome. So great prejudging. We're going to go back for finals and see if my predictions kind of come true and who walks away with it. It's going to be very exciting. Hope you guys watch the live stream. And thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, check out hostile.com for all your great merch and supplements.